I should be.
Alright, I'm gonna set a timer so we don't go too long. So, we wanna ask our sites for what we call a letter of reference or a letter of recommendation.
I have to too?
Does anybody know the difference?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
shoot.
Like, that's kind of awkward for me to do that where I work. It's kind of awkward. I don't want who I don't want to see my boss really.
Shoot,
Okay,
what
well, we'll
is
talk about that. A letter of reference or a letter of recommendation, what's the difference?
it?
Anybody know?
I think references as in the company writes you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Say that again, the company writes, okay, and what would be a letter of
Writes
ref,
you the recommendation.
and what would be a letter of reference?
You can use them as a reference if people they put my reference. So you can give that to them.
Actually, yes, but that's not
Wait
what,
a minute.
go ahead.
Maybe it's like to get hired in the future?
Nope. Good try though, I like it.
I don't know.
Alright, so the difference is, because a lot of you are interning, okay, and you're only there for like 13 weeks, sometimes 12 weeks, Sam's gonna be there even less, okay, just because of how
Yeah, a
things
little
work
longer.
out. Sometimes the people don't feel comfortable writing you a letter of reference. A letter of reference basically is a letter of support.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, you know, Lou was here, these are the things that he did, he was an outstanding employee, he was on time, he came in, he was positive, okay? But because of the length of time that you guys were there and because sometimes you're not paid by the site, you're paid by TAP,
Right.
sometimes they'll say, you know, I really don't feel comfortable writing a letter of recommendation,
Right.
okay?
Okay.
But in my opinion and Diane's opinion and anyone else that works in TAP, you guys are owed something for your service, okay?
Okay.
So if they don't feel comfortable writing you a letter of recommendation, we ask them to write you a letter of reference. And the
Okay.
difference is, in that one, they're not gonna like talk about what a wonderful employee you were,
Mhm.
but they are going to say, okay, you know, Wendy Gearing interned with the DAP Cafe from January the 11th until April 1st. Okay, she typically worked 10 hours a week. These are some of the duties that she did. She built the coffee machine, she wiped down the coffee station, she greeted customers, she rang customers up on the cash register. You know, so they're gonna state the things that you did, okay, and then they're gonna sign their name. Make sense?
Yeah.
So if you have an employee or an employer that does not feel comfortable writing you a letter of recommendation, and it doesn't mean that you did a bad job, just means that you haven't been there long enough for them to be able to say, hey, this guy's outstanding. And usually a letter of recommendation is always positive,
Yeah.
okay? If someone writes you a letter that's not positive, you don't usually use it. Or they'll usually just say to you, you know, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Okay? So, we want to ask them now, because most of your supervisors are beyond busy, okay, and their time is precious. Plus, if we wait till the end and they run out of time, then we wind up not getting it. Okay? So we want to write it this week, okay? And then we're gonna edit it, look at it, and then probably distribute it next week. Okay, which really just gives them a couple of weeks to do it and get it to us. Because the best case scenario is we get it in our hand, or you get it in your hand before your last day.
Okay.
Okay, when we go back later and try to follow up, it's really hard for us to get it. I've been following up with the people in the teachers down in their cafe since last semester. Okay, once you leave, it's a little easier for them to like kind of not do it.
Yeah.
Okay? So yes, Sam, it's early, we may wait an extra week on yours because you did just start. But we wanna get it in there, we wanna give them time to get it, and we want you to be able to say, like, when there's only 2 weeks left, if you haven't gotten it, hey, I just wanna remind you about my request for my letter
I
of
guess, yeah, I guess if I.
reference or recommendation, so.
Do it to one of my
I just wanted to see if I could possibly get it before my last day, which is on blah, blah, blah. Make sense?
Yep. Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna craft it together. Write it, craft it, however you wanna say it, together, okay? And then you know, it can be personalized by you, that's fine,
Yeah.
okay? But the body of it, we want it to be kind of similar, okay? So everyone should either get out something to write with or get out your computer, so that,
Piece of paper too.
I prefer you do it on your computer, but if you don't have your computer with, you
I'm
can do
not
it
doing
on a
it
piece
computer,
of paper.
actually, I'm not doing it on Microsoft Word.
Computer would be best because.
Microsoft
it'll
Word, guys, we doing Microsoft Word?
give- Yes, well, you can do it in whatever application you want.
We're doing Microsoft
Cause then
Word.
you can edit it.
Yep, it's your computer.
We're doing Microsoft Word.
It's not coming on.
Hold on, man.
Here we go. Okay,
Let me pick my computer up.
now,
Need help with the projector?
you can get it on for me if you want.
Takes a while.
Alright.
This one,
Yeah, okay. Trying to be really careful with that one.
get your computer out, go
Hold
into
on,
whatever application
hold on,
you
I
like
gotta-
to use.
I'm
Hold
coming.
on, I gotta
Whether
put it,
it's-
hold on, I gotta,
That's fine, we're not there yet. Whether it's Word,
I gotta,
whatever it is that you use.
I'm
Although
still
Kate
trying.
always uses something that I can't
doing
open.
a Word, baby. It's better doing a Word, it's better. Better for me. There we go.
Ooh, I'm a little tired today.
It's better if I do it in Word.
Okay, remember Seth
They're
is,
doing a Word and doing it on the different sites.
Doing it in Word.
remember that Seth is recording, so
Oops.
try not to do a lot of extra talking
It's
so
okay.
that we make sure that our
Sorry, Seth.
You're alright.
Sorry.
online people hear us.
I'm just a talker, sorry.
Sorry, Seth.
You're alright.
Sorry.
Alright, you have time to get in, cause I'm still trying to get into Seth.
Good.
Whoa. Some system updates over
What's it?
spring break, I think.
I don't know what it's doing.
Is it doing updates?
It looks like
Pretty
it.
slow.
Or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably
He says
20%.
room was closed over spring break. In this morning too, so.
It's just
I know, I don't understand why.
itself.
I was hoping that we were gonna have classes.
Anybody check their LinkedIn account over spring break?
Yeah, I
Yes.
Should be checking it.
But because it goes to my phone too. The phone will notify you someone connected with you too.
Well,
Do you want me to go call the tech people?
now let's see what it does here. Oh, signal.
I think we need to give it a sec. Here, let me.
Get a board up there, Garrett.
I'm getting it. I love my laptop.
Alright, so while we're waiting for this, Seth mentioned that it's gonna be hard at his site, cause he never really, cause he never really sees his supervisor.
Or know who it really is, really.
I don't see
Or
what's
even
in
know who he is.
But it's one thing,
So
not
what
to
do
see.
you do about that?
What?
I technically know who it really is. I see someone coming along, I guess his name is Robert. Then I've been communicating with Tony, which I don't know who. I never see any. I don't see.
I see him every once in a while.
So, you have a couple of options then. You can talk to your job coach and see if there's someone else that you can ask. Now with Seth, he works with a bunch of other students.
It's maybe with one student primarily, one or two, one.
So you
primarily.
could ask them to write it and then have your supervisor look at it and sign it. Okay.
We're one.
Or you can ask your supervisor to write it still, even though you don't see them very often. And what they usually do, what I do when I have people like that, is I would go to the one student that you work with and ask him, and then I would write it off of what he says.
I'll probably talk to Nick about that, cause I don't know who to really send it to.
We'll
Like,
talk to Alyssa about that.
So sometimes that's a judgment call. You got to figure it out.
yeah, cause I see that Barbara coming along, but I don't know if he's taking my supervisor or taking over
But-
the second way.
Regardless, the letter should be the same. We may just have to change the
Talk to
name.
Alyssa about that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
We start back on Monday, I'll talk to Alyssa.
Yours isn't even working.
You're right.
Well, you need to give it a second.
We'll talk to, I'm gonna talk to Alyssa about that.
I'm at work, I'm on Word.
Good.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, we're gonna start out with what? What do you think? Oh, wait. We have some progress.
Start with,
Hold on.
How do we start a letter?
oh, dear.
Dear.
Yeah.
Dear.
Actually, you should put the date
Where's the date go?
up in the right-hand corner.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And then drop down a couple lines.
Then how about 2 lines or something?
And we're gonna, dear,
It's the date, today's date.
yes.
Today's date, we've got,
We may go back in and change it, but you should start with today's date.
What should I do since I have,
whoops.
several people I work with?
Since what?
I got several people I work with.
Well, we're gonna pick one then.
I
Pick the
work
one
with
that you
one
have the
person.
most interaction with.
Oh, I know which one.
What, for us or supervisors?
Say that again?
For us or supervisors?
That's a good question.
That's-
Who do you have the most contact with? Who sees your work the most, or sees you working the most?
Oh, coworker?
Well, no, I'm asking Lou, he's gotta think about it.
I think it's a supervisor.
Okay,
My coworker sees a lot. Not much.
and for some of you, we're also gonna ask your job coaches to write you a letter of recommendation,
Okay.
okay?
I don't see.
It's okay, then you might wanna ask your assistant manager.
Oh,
Okay.
You wanna ask the person that sees you working, or is
Oh,
there
oh.
working with you the most?
so I'll probably discuss it with Nick and when I see Nick again. I'll just mention that and then if I figure out who to send it to, whether to Robert or send it to Tony, who you will be contact with, or you be in contact with.
Yep,
If it were send it to, I'll figure it out.
yeah, right now we're just, so if you're not sure who to send it to, you can still start with dear
Uh-huh.
and just leave it blank.
That's what I'm gonna
We
do.
can go back in and fill in the name,
That's what I'm gonna
if
do.
my computer ever boots up.
I'm gonna save it there too.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it on a computer, cause we can
If we
change
even
things
if we
around.
can get on that.
I know, right?
I'm gonna save it.
Oh, I got 40. Oh, look at that.
I'm ready to skate again.
What percentage is that?
I'm at 67, Garrett.
Really?
93.
Can't believe no one's used this computer all week.
100.
Well, today they did-
last
today
night,
they-
maybe Nicole, I don't know if Nicole.
Today Nicole was- the door was
Nicole
shut
used it
today,
on
so.
Tuesday. Nicole used it on Tuesday.
She used it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she wasn't there today, so I'm not here today.
There you
so.
go.
100.
That's why she was absent.
All right, we're making progress, folks.
It was, that was actually pretty good.
Hopefully it lets you in.
Well, that's true.
Usually I have a 9:30 class, 11:00 class. Didn't this morning though.
Sorry, guys.
I know.
I sit here during the Bulls class too.
Wow.
That's your spot?
Yep, I sit here usually. Cause it's close to the front. You can't sit in the back, you can't see the boards.
So wait, how far to the right would the date go?
Hold on one second. Okay.
That's I can't sit in the back cause I can't see.
always have trouble paying attention in the back, I don't like sitting in the back.
You are sick.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, so yeah. We're sick.
Cops will be over before we even get to it.
Oh, stop it, Seth, and then we'll